And it's a very good morning to the Gelding as we see a very overcast and cold and wet day in Melbourne. And Gelding, we've decided to steer clear of Sandown today, given the track's going to be a heavy night, and that's one of our filters. So where are we off to today?
Good morning, Professor. Good morning, listeners. Apologise for my voice, Professor. A little bit of cold still remaining, but also a little bit of self-inflicted last night. So, yes. As we've said, we've decided to give a heavy 9 track at Sandown the Fleet. We're a very hard race, and we'll go up to Brisbane, Professor, where it's the last of the Group 1 races for this racing season, with the all-important Stradbroke handicap, Professor.
Well, I tell you one thing, Gelding, the viewers can't complain about how we take them around Australia. Morfettville a couple of weeks ago for a few weeks, back to Melbourne, and now off to Queensland.
Oh, Professor, as you know, we like to follow the carnivals. You know, the better horses and the better jockeys go up to these carnivals around Australia. So this time of the year is, Queensland time. May is, normally South Australia. So, let's see if we can pick the eyes out with some good jockeys up in Eagle Farm, Professor.
Well, some great group racing, Gelding. I think there's, from memory, 7 group races, a couple of Group 2s, a couple of Group 3s and 2 Group 1s. The feature race on a 9-card agenda is the Stradbroke Handicap over 1,400 metres, and it's a big race in Australia, the Stradbroke.
A time-honoured race, Professor, with a lot of history.
Certainly is, Gelding.
My apologies.
That's all right, Gelding. Well, without further ado, and to save your voice, how about we go to your best 2 bets for the day at Eagle Farm?
Well, Professor, we've got to have a bet in the main race, don't we?
Always.
Or just, the main race of the day, we're going there. Look, we're going to go for Ayrton, trained by Mick Price, ridden by Jamie Carr. That's a combination that's been very good to us and the listeners, Professor. So we'll go race 8, number 11. It ran 8th last start, pulled up lame against Zaki. Before that, won a Group 3 at Caulfield with a magnificent J Car ride. So we were hoping to get round about the $6-7, Professor. But as you inform me, at the moment we can get $8. So it's got to be a very, very good each-way bet and a very open Stradbroke. A lot of horses there that we've followed before. 11-11, Alligator Blood, Wild Planet, I'm a Superman, Isotope. But you can't back them all, Professor, so we'll go Ayrton on a nice little each-way bet, and hopefully Jamie Carr can take the main race out.
Well, I'm happy with that tip, Gelding. And your other one?
The other one, look, I think Jamie Carr could have a very good day, Professor, and as you know, we're not afraid to back her. So in the Brisbane Cup, race 3, number 6, Through Irish Eyes, Amar Eustace trained stayer, ran 3rd at Flemington last start. They've given a freshen up. This is a formula that the Mar Eustace team have used previously. And with Jamie Carr aboard, Professor, quite confident to go a race 3, number 6, as well as Ayrton, race 8, number 11. And your tips, Professor?
Yeah, Gelding, I'm going a little bit earlier than yours in race 2, the Wayne Wilson, a weight for age listed race over 1,600 metres. I like in that race horse 3, Big Boy Roy, coming out of barrier 6. Had a lot of starts, Gelding, for a 5-year-old, 33 starts for 6 wins and 18 placings, so an 18% win rate. We generally like to see it a little bit better than that.
Yeah.
But I think this might be the race for it, and 73% place rate, so we can't complain about that. It won its last race, Gelding, which was a Group 3 at this track, over 1,800 metres. So it's won at the track. It's also won over the distance. And how about this for a 1-2 punch? James McDonald in the saddle, Chris Waller
Oh.
training?
Absolutely fire, James McDonald. And I noticed both McDonald and Jamie Carr off to England next week, Professor, for Royal Ascot. McDonald on Nature Strip and Jamie Carr as the backup rider in case they back it up at the end of the carnival.
Well, they clash of the Titans, Gelding.
Oh, well, nothing wrong with backing good jockeys, Professor.
Well, James McDonald Gelding, he's got a 20% win rate, not only over his career, but also over his last 50. He's also won 60 Group 1 races, Gelding, so I think he knows his way around a racecourse, especially in good races like this. Chris Waller in career form.
Oh, I like it, Professor.
Career win rate 13%. Over his last 50, Gelding, 22%. That's nearly 1 in 4.
He's just got the horses, Professor. And as we said, so far we're back. I rate James McDonald the best jockey in Australia at the moment. And Jamie Carr I rate as the best jockey in Victoria. So we can't go wrong there backing big stables and good jockeys.
No, and Gelding, I haven't had a look at the odds this morning, but last night it was offering $3.80 and $2. So in a race where there's been a couple of scratchings, that's for each way backers, that's a horse to definitely be on, especially when you've got McDonald and Waller combining. Okay, it might not win, but by crikey, it's a pretty good thing for the first 2 placings, Gelding.
Well, it's going to be up there, Professor, and it's going to be given every chance. And I do notice that Waller has scratched one of his other horses in Oscar Zulu. So, that's got to be a bit of a guide, doesn't it?
Well, we hope so, Gelding. We hope that's one of the filters that works for us.
Yep.
My second selection, Gelding, is in race 4. So I'm bookending your race 3, the Gunsin Classic. And what a horse Gunsin was, 3-year-old race for group in a Group 3, 1,600 metres. I like in that race, Gelding, horse 3, Battleton, coming out of barrier 6. It's had 6 starts for 2 wins and 3 placings, so a 33% win rate, an 83% place rate. Gelding, I like looking at the form in these races.
Yeah.
In a Group 1 at Flemington, in the Coolmore, it was 4 lengths fifth to Home Affairs. Now, Home Affairs has since gone on and won the Lightning at Flemington.
And we'll be running at Royal Ascot this week. That's
right, Gelding. So I'm figuring that if you run 4th to a horse like that, you might well get up in a Group 3.
Professor, and in that race, Home Affairs won the race by 4 lengths. And even though Battleton was 5th, it was probably only half a length off being 2nd. So it raced against some very, very good horses and beat some very good horses home.
Yes, Gelding. And also looking at the pedigree, it's a Zoo Star horse.
Oh, got to have a Zoo Star, Professor.
It's almost as good as having a Schnitzel.
Oh, well, we've had a Zoo Star.
Yes, we have, Gelding.
Yeah.
All right, so Nash Ruilla's in the saddle. He's in career form too, Gelding. 18% win rate for his career, but 22% over the last 50. And trainer we don't talk very much of at all, Gelding, from Warwick Farm, Bjorn Baker is the trainer. He's in excellent form, 16% career, but over the last 50, 24% if you don't mind.
Bjorn, very good trainer. Doesn't have the numbers of Waller's or that type of thing, Professor, but we did use Bjorn's father as a trainer there over in New Zealand, the legendary Murray Baker.
Yes, one of our trainers, Gelding.
Yes, and so Bjorn has moved from New Zealand on to Sydney and is going very, very well.
Tell you what, Gelding, with Murray Baker and Mick Price as trainers, we must be worth a fortune.
Geez, should we have kept our money?
I'll tell you what, Gelding, we've spent a fortune.
Oh, dear.
Well, hey, listen, Gelding, all we can say is that we've had good fun while we've been doing it.
Exactly.
All right, the Professor's parlay, a little bit unlucky, Gelding, last week. 2 out of 3 legs. Unfortunately, Natural Mystic let us down. That was an ordinary run, wasn't it?
It was, Professor. We should have gone passive aggressive.
Especially with the number of lawyers we know, Gelding.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
The agreed bet of the day, Gelding, is in the Stradbroke, race 8, horse 11. We can't go past Ayrton. And as you said, showing $8 at the moment. So that's a great anchor leg for the parlay. And if we get this one up, Gelding, we might be into the champagne.
Beautiful, Professor. Something to think about.
All right, let's parlay that into Fremantle to beat Hawthorn. Fremantle currently third on the ladder. They beat Brisbane last week. They beat Melbourne the week before. At home, Gelding, I think they're almost a certainty against Hawthorn, and the bookies think that too at $1.10. Hawthorn's only one.
That's not a bad price, Professor. $1.10.
In a two-horse race, it's not a bad price, Gelding. And
Yeah.
when you consider that Hawthorn have won only one of the last 5, and in defence, Gelding, they rate 15th. So I'm all behind Freo at home. And let's parlay that into Brisbane to beat St Kilda. Let's just say that it was a bit of a hiccup in the West for Brisbane last week, but there'll be plenty of teams that run into Fremantle over there and don't come out off for it. St Kilda coming off the bye, and that's always something to be wary about. Brisbane second on the ladder. They're first in offence, Gelding. St Kilda are 6th. They're 11th in offence, but third in defence. So it'll be an interesting game, but I think Brisbane at home should get home, and showing $1.33. So the parlay currently showing the magical odds for us, Gelding, 23-2.
Oh, a bit over 11-1, Professor.
Exactly right, Gelding.
You got to like that.
Anything better than 5s is pretty good.
Oh, well, look, let's hope that Ayrton can set us on the right track early today.
All right, Gelding. Well, you'll see that I've got my Big Freeze 8 beanie on, and we urge people to support Neil Danaher and his fight against MND. You can pick up one of these beanies at Coles Express or Bunnings, and buy one and go to the footy on Monday.
The great cause, Professor. Good to see you're keeping nice, rugged up and warm there on this bleak day, and I'm sure you'll be heading out there to the G on Monday to see your side play, but also to watch the funny entertainment of the Big Freeze.
Yeah. Okay, Gelding. Well, we've got Sportsfan Radio tomorrow, and the judge has got another bee in his bonnet about the LIV golf tournament, and he wants to lead off the show with that. So I can just imagine how he's going to perform over that.
Oh, opening the batting, the judge.
Yeah, he's opening the batting tomorrow. So it'll be you, me, Delegan talking about State of Origin. He won't be happy with that result, Gelding.
Well, I was going to say that's going to be an interesting discussion in itself.
Well, especially he was pretty bullish on the Blues last week.
Yes, he was. Very bullish.
Yeah, they didn't look like it, Gelding.
But normally, I do like the Giraffes tips, Professor. You can normally follow them with a little bit of certainty. Just a bit skew-if on Wednesday night.
I think he was, Gelding. So that's midday tomorrow. We'd ask our viewers, if you like the show, just down below us, you'll see a like button. You should press that. Then go to the right and you'll see a subscribe button. Hit that, because then you'll find out when all the Sportsfan Radio programs are on YouTube. Released a podcast during the week on Spotify and all the podcasting platforms, Gelding, of Susie Q Ramadan, the 5-time world champion.
Yep.
She's a wonderful boxer and a great friend of the show.
Great friend of the show, Professor, and we don't want to run into her in a dark alley. Otherwise, she might make a mess of a few people.
Well, Gelding, if we did run into her, we want her on our side.
Exactly, Professor.
Hey, listen, we'd pick her first for British Bulldog, wouldn't we?
Oh, we would. She could lead us out.
All right, Gelding, that's enough from us for today. So until next Saturday, it's good luck.
And good punting.